Okay, if you're watching this video, it means you're getting ready to start your solving equations mystery pixel activity. We've done something similar to this activity before where you put in an answer, and then if you get your answer correct, you'll have some mystery pixels, some colors show up here on the gridded diagram on the right. And if you do all of these problems correctly, by the end, this entire grid will be filled in with color, and it'll complete a picture that should make sense. So if at the end of completing all of these problems, you have any spaces in this grid that are not filled in, it means you've done something incorrect. So let's talk about how the directions work, because you will need to put in a very specific answer, or you'll need to put your answer in a very specific way in the solution column. So here's your question, and your instructions are to find the solution. So remember, we've talked about inverse operations. These are all multiplication and division equations. So you'll either be using multiplication or division to solve these problems. For this first question, we have 3x equals 15. 3 is being multiplied by x, so in order to get rid of the 3, we need to use an inverse operation, which means we need to divide. So I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. When I divide by 3 on the left, the 3 cancels, and I'm just left with the x. When I divide by 3 on the right, I'm left with 5. 15 divided by 3 gives me 5. That means x equals 5. For the solution, all you're going to write is the number. So you're not going to write x equals 5. That won't give you the correct answer. All you're going to write in this box on the right-hand side is just 5 for the solution. And you'll notice that when I type in my answer, if my solution is correct, my solution box will turn a color, as will some of the pixels on the grid. So if one of your solution boxes doesn't turn a color, it doesn't highlight when you put your answer in, and you don't have any pixels show up over here on the right, it means you've done something wrong. If you get to the end and you have one or two of these solutions that are not highlighted, those are the problems you need to go back and redo. Every single one of these solutions will end up being filled in with a color if you've gotten them correct, and you'll have all the pixels filled in at the end if all 15 of these answers are done correctly. Okay? So remember, this is just finding the solution to an equation, which means figuring out what the variable equals, and you need to use inverse operations to solve. You're going to show your work on a scratch sheet of paper, and you'll turn in a picture of that work at the end. But on this spreadsheet, all you're doing is just putting your solution in this column and looking to see if the pixels show up in the picture and if your solution gets colored in. If your solution gets colored in and pixels get filled in on the right-hand side, it means that's the correct answer.